अच्छे कैरेक्टर को बड़ा अवार्ड मिलता है और बुरे कैरेक्टर को अवार्ड नहीं मिलता, क्योंकि अगर हमने उसे अवार्ड दिया तो हम क्या एग्जाम्पल सेट करेंगे. पीपल इन हॉलीवुड डू दीज थिंग्स. वाओ वाओ वाओ, सो ब्रेव. Somebody does it out here. How dare you? For the first time, the reviewers have been reviewed by the audience. Hi, this is Shahid Kapoor and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
The first impression that I had the moment I came out of the theatre was that you give it your all. You don't hold anything back. It's very apparent that there's a burning ambition within you that, and you are willing to do
I saw
almost
that really
anything.
cool video of yours, your selfie video.
Yeah.
And you used exactly these words.
Yeah,
and I was
I did.
smiling. I had a big smile on my face when I was seeing that. I was like, I like those words. Those are such nice words.
No, why I'm saying that is that any actor would think a few times before going all out, because
I don't understand
you've
why.
gone all out. So the reason is that it's a character that would be judged. People are a bit wary of
Who
of
are we
being
to
judged.
judge characters?
Why
do we judge characters?
Okay, we'll come to that as well. But
And
the fact
so
is,
hypocritical when you see people in Hollywood do these things. Wow, 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 so brave. Somebody does it out here. How dare you? Okay. Have a same standard, no?
were you a bit amused by the criticism that came your way?
See, we're doing this interview after 5 weeks of Kabir Singh, okay? The reason that I didn't do an interview for the last 5 weeks and why I have sat at home, I'm sure people must be wondering. Some people must be thinking, he doesn't care, picture hit hogi, usko kya farak padta hai, log jo bole bole. Some people must be thinking, डर गया है. Some people must be thinking, पता नहीं, maybe he's moved on, he doesn't care what people say. It's not like that, you know. We make films with a lot of love and with a lot of passion, and we think a lot of times before taking up a film. And we go through all the... Because at the end of the day, I have to give 1 year of my life to it. So for other people, it's just a weekend conversation. For the people who've done the film, it's 1 year of their life, you know. So it's interesting when people who make weekend conversation over it seem to feel so much more of a sense of ownership on the film than those people who actually spent a year of their life to make it, you know. The reason I didn't do any interviews earlier is because I felt everybody was very aggressive. And I felt that was not healthy. I didn't want to come out attacking anybody. I didn't want to come out defending the film. I wanted to speak about a film like how a film should be spoken about. On merit, you can have healthy conversations, you know. The beauty of art is that everybody can have a different point of view. And that's totally okay, man. It's okay if somebody says, I don't like this painting. It's okay if somebody looks and says, wow, man, that's stunning. And those two people should look at each other and say, how dare you not like this painting? How dare you say this is, you know, a nice painting? They should shake hands and say, okay, great, yeah, maybe you will buy the painting and I won't. And move on. Yeah, you pay money to watch a movie, no? You're not put in a room where the doors are locked and you're forced that you must watch something which can damage you. Don't watch it. It's as simple as that. It's your choice to go and watch a movie. And why do we market a film for 6 weeks, 7 weeks? So we can show the audience what type of product this is. ये इस टाइप की फिल्म है या ये उस टाइप की फिल्म है, ये रोमांटिक टाइप की फिल्म है, ये डरावनी टाइप की फिल्म है, ये बहुत सेक्सुअल टाइप की फिल्म है, ये बहुत एक्शन और स्टूपिड नॉनसेंसिकल एक्शन टाइप की फिल्म है, ये स्टूपिड कॉमेडी टाइप की फिल्म है, ये बहुत इंटेलेक्चुअल फिल्म है भैया, सर दर्द भी हो सकता है. ये सब आपको ट्रेलर से समझ में आ जाता है ना. जब आप थिएटर में जाते हो तो आप पैसे देके अपनी चॉइस से जाते हो कि मुझे ये देखना है. तो ऑडियंस तो ऐसे ही जाती है थिएटर के अंदर. और लोग हैं जो जाते हैं because it's a part of their job that they have to give an opinion. But the audience doesn't go like that. They pay money and they go to watch something of the nature of what they want. Now, if somebody wants vanilla ice cream, they go and ask for vanilla ice cream because they like vanilla. They can taste that and say, I don't like this vanilla. But somebody who likes strawberry ice cream is forced to eat vanilla ice cream and says, how dare they make vanilla? That doesn't make sense. I waited so long because I didn't want to defend the film, you know, because I didn't want to use the fact that I'm a star to justify things. I really wanted to use this opportunity as an experiment. I wanted to sit back and I wanted to see, this is what people are saying, this is what certain people are feeling, and I want to see whether the film can brave this storm. I want to see whether the film comes out and eventually what happens with the film. Whenever I would go on Twitter, whenever I would go anywhere, whenever I would see some reviews of the film and I would see the comments below those reviews, I actually didn't feel the need to do anything because I felt people were saying what they felt very strongly. The only thing I was feeling is, why is everybody so aggressive? Why can't we agree to disagree? So I felt that maybe when the film has done, and it's still in the theaters, yes, but it's done most of its work. I mean, now it's just going to maybe a couple of more weeks or whatever. But that storm of Kabir Singh is now gone. So now I want to talk about it. Now I'm ready to answer whatever questions. I'm sure you must be thinking, ये कौन से सवालों के जवाब देगा, कब बोलेगा, ये सवाल मत पूछो. I have no problem answering any questions. I'm happy I'm on a neutral platform. I'm happy I'm talking on a platform where I'm hoping that the questions will be balanced. They won't be trying to create a certain narrative or have a certain propaganda behind them. Because people watch movies just as movies, man. I mean, that's how I've grown up watching movies. I've seen people play complex parts which might have so much negativity and so much positivity and so much grey in them. And I walk out blown by the performance. Not thinking, ये इंसान ऐसा क्यों था? अरे वो एक्टर है. सबको मालूम है आम जिंदगी में वो कैसा है. यहाँ पे एक्टिंग कर रहा है. उसको अवार्ड एक्टिंग के लिए मिलता है. अच्छे कैरेक्टर को बड़ा अवार्ड मिलता है और बुरे कैरेक्टर को अवार्ड नहीं मिलता, क्योंकि अगर हमने उसे अवार्ड दिया तो हम क्या एग्जाम्पल सेट करेंगे. ऐसे अवार्ड्स होते हैं क्या? और फिर मैंने कुछ ऐसे बातें सुनी कि हीरोज शुड बी लाइक दिस एंड विलेंस शुड बी लाइक दिस. तो मुझे फीलिंग आई कि यार हीरो और विलन वर्ड तो 30 साल पहले डिस्कस होता था यार. अब तो प्रोटैगनिस्ट और एंटैगनिस्ट की बात होती है यार. और कबीर सिंह के अंदर कौन है एंटैगनिस्ट? कबीर सिंह. कौन है प्रोटैगनिस्ट? कबीर सिंह.
It's like grey shades.
He is the guy who the film is about. He is the guy who is the problem. And actually Kabir has only one problem. Okay? There is nothing else wrong with Kabir. He has an anger management problem. When he gets angry, he messes everything up. Whether it's the love of his life, whether it is his family, whether it is his career, whether it is he himself, whether it is the bai, whether it is the dog, whether it is his best friend. Whenever he loses his temper, he messes everything up. Otherwise, there are a lot of positive qualities to the character. It's great to make a film about a character and to share with people that one thing in extreme can take you down to zero. And that's what his father says in the first line in the film. That तुम्हारा भाई उस zero के बहुत करीब है. In the first scene in the film, the father of the character says that your brother is as good as zero. That's where the film starts from.
So I spoke to Sandeep. I asked him that, do you feel that any of the criticism was valid? If you're saying that he should not have slapped Preeti, I'm fine with that. But if you say that, how can he do it? That is something that I don't agree with. Maybe I think what you are saying as well, that you can't force certain things as well. And he also said that criticism is criticism, but at the same time, you're not talking about Shahid's
tell me
performance.
something.
You're not talking about Shahid's performance.
Correct. I just want to ask you, before we get to that part, I just want to ask you. So, if Kabir hadn't slapped Preeti, that one thing Kabir hadn't done, would it be okay for everything else that he did? Everything that Kabir did. Because he slapped the girl, you feel that that is unacceptable and therefore Kabir is an unacceptable character. We want you to feel that. We want you to feel this is unacceptable. His behavior has gone beyond control. I cannot like this guy. I don't want to like this guy. That is why the entire second half of the film is his fall. He's peeing in his pants in the interval of the film.
But then it's being said that maybe he doesn't suffer enough and he gets the girl as well.
Who is anybody to decide that? My question is simple. Did he suffer?
I think I personally
in the
felt
second half of the
suffered
film,
a lot.
Did he suffer?
His entire
lot
professional
less,
life,
more,
everything
वो point of view
goes for a
है.
mess.
किसी को लगता है कि इसको और तो आप पिक्चर बना लो यार about somebody जो इतना ज़्यादा सफ़र करता हो. फिर आप पिक्चर बना लो, फिर आप रिव्यू देना बंद कर दो. Then हम आपकी पिक्चर आके देखेंगे, फिर हमें रिव्यू का मौका मिलेगा. तो आप इतना you cannot take. See what happened was ना यार कि I was also thinking कि यार इतना extreme aggressive क्यों हो रहा है. मैंने पहले देखा नहीं कभी इतना aggression. एक पिक्चर आई थी संजू, पिछले साल आई थी, बहुत अच्छी लगी थी मुझे. I loved it. The character had all the same problems. In front of his wife, he's telling a random interviewer कि मैं 310 औरतों के साथ सो चुका हूँ, बाकी मुझे याद नहीं. वो ऐसा वो लेता है और गले में सोनम के डालता है और बोलता है तुम्हारा मंगलसूत्र जो पॉट का जो होता है. And I loved the film because that is the headspace of the character. That is where he was. And therefore his behavior cannot be constructed and restricted. He needs to do what he needs to do. And you can choose to say, I hate this guy. I said this, I put an Instagram post out and the first thing that I said is, actors have to be brave to make choices to play characters which are loved for their stardom and hated for their performance. If you need to be hated as a character, you must play that character. There is no rule that that character has to only be the villain of a film. He is a character. He could be the protagonist, he could be the antagonist. You can walk out saying, I hated that guy. And I'll take that as a compliment because that means that my performance was so bloody good that you actually hated him. Because I wanted you to hate him at some points. Couldn't I have, instead of slapping her, pushed her or done something subtler? Couldn't that have happened? Why didn't it happen? Because we wanted people to dislike that guy at that time. That's what complex characters, that's what films which are not single dimensional, they are meant to make you think. That guy sitting in the audience, when a girl stands up and says, how dare he behave like this, he should think that अगर मैंने कभी किया तो ये ऐसे react कर सकती है लड़की. It's okay. It's a movie. Tomorrow Lion King has come. People will go and watch a very, film about, lions and Simba and this and that, and they'll come out feeling a certain way. Movies are meant to do that. You wake up the next morning and you go and live life. Movies should have the freedom to do that. The only way a society can grow in a healthy manner is if they agree to disagree. I'm totally okay if somebody sees the film and says, I didn't like the film, I don't know why they made a film like this. I don't have a problem with that. But what people got upset about is when the same person said, if you like this film, na, you're a very bad person. How can you like this film? Who are you to judge what somebody can like and not like? And how do you know what their reasons for liking it are also? So I think the film got attacked by certain corners. But at the same, so when it released, that happened. It got attacked by certain people, right? In a very strong manner. On the other hand, it got loved by the Janata in general and the audience. I would probably think 99% of the audience, otherwise it wouldn't go to this number, right? I'm guessing most people who see movies have seen this movie. Most, right? Which includes men and women, which includes youngsters and old people. Children aren't a part of that list, but anybody who's 18 and above up till 65, 70 could be a part of that list, right? Almost all of them understood the film and actually loved the film for the film that it was, for the music of the film, for the performances of the film, for the dialogues of the film, for the relationship between the boy and the girl, for the rawness and the reality and the honesty and the unapologeticness of the film. They loved it for all those reasons, right? Then they were told that if you like this film, there's something wrong with you. So they turned around and told that guy who's telling them that I think there's something wrong with you. And then it just got personal. It wasn't required. If nobody had attacked the film, I don't think viewers would have attacked them back. So if there was a slightly more subtle, balanced kind of a point of view that was put out there, which is totally fair, and I'm happy to hear different point of views. Nobody is always right. Then I don't think the response would have been that aggressive.
Were you a bit disappointed the way your director was attacked? It seemed as if like he's a criminal or something of that sort. And
I think the film was attacked.
And I think
he has conceived the film, so obviously he would feel that he was personally attacked. And he did come out and give an interview and expressed whatever he felt. In fact, I tweeted that interview also because I wanted people to hear his point of view. It's as simple as that.
Do you feel that in future, as I mentioned in the beginning, that you have this ambition and you go all out for a character and whatever is required, after the sort of criticism that has come in this film's way, would you be a bit conscious while choosing characters?
एक word बड़ा बार-बार आया इस फिल्म के अंदर, misogyny. मेरे understanding में that means a person who's prejudiced towards women. But when I played the character, I felt that Kabir has a problem with everybody. He has a problem with his father. He has a problem with his brother. When his brother comes to his house, he says, मेरा घर है, you get out. उसका दोस्त रोज उसके पास आता है, वो उसको गाली देता है, उसके साथ बदतमीजी करता है, सब चीज उसके साथ करता है. उसका प्रिंसिपल के साथ जो डीन था कॉलेज का, उसके साथ प्रॉब्लम है, उसको अपने दोस्तों के साथ प्रॉब्लम है, उसको अमित कैरेक्टर के साथ प्रॉब्लम है, उसको अपने आप से प्रॉब्लम है, अपनी शक्ल देखता है तो भी फ्रस्ट्रेट हो जाता है, वो उसको सबसे प्रॉब्लम है. तो देन हाउ इज इट ओनली टुवर्ड्स वुमेन? आई नेवर फेल्ट दैट ही हैड अ इशू टुवर्ड्स वुमेन अलोन. I might still have played the character, but I never saw that at all as a separate part of his personality. I felt he was behaving badly across the board. And that's why the word anger management and that entire conversation about is गुस्से को लेकर तुम क्या करोगे कबीर? And he says, I'm not a rebel without a cause. He doesn't even know what he's saying. But at that point, he's convinced. Don't we feel like that in college? There's so many things I look back and look at my 20s and I feel like, मैं क्या confident था यार, मेरे को कोई idea ही नहीं था वो time पे, but मैं बड़ा confident था. So I found those kind of things misplaced, and that I didn't understand that, because according to me, he is badly behaved across the board. He's badly behaved with his mother also. The way he talks to his mother, he's badly behaved. He shouts at his dadi also. So why is everybody only saying that he was bad with his girl? Arey, he's bad with his dadi, who's bloody to his father's mother, and he behaves badly with her. He talks rudely to her, but she still loves him. So that's life in relationships.
I think Kamini Kaushal, I think she was outstanding.
Yeah, she was amazing to have her. It was just amazing to have her as a personality, and she has so much warmth and so much dignity that we were very privileged to have her on the film.
You've played a Heather, you've done Urta Punjab.
Yeah.
You played Kabir Singh. You've played several very, very unorthodox characters. You played a Viva. I spoke to Suraj Barjatia ji a few days back, and he said that that's his favorite film. So you played all. As you said, Jab We Met, you played as well. While selecting your future films, would you be a bit conscious that maybe
I'm liberated. If I ever had any doubts, I'm liberated. An actor has a relationship with the audience. That's it. If any actor had any confusion about that, I feel that's it. It's between you and the audience. That's it. Honestly. That's the ground rule. That's the reality. Whether it sounds nice, it doesn't sound nice, I don't know. It's the truth.
So I was reading one of the articles that was written about Kabir Singh. I found that quite balanced. And it said that the writer went to a hall and watched the movie after a few days. And he said that he felt that maybe too much of Hungama is being created. And an observation that he made was that the number of women in the audience outnumbered the men.
I'll tell you a story. 5-6 days after Kabir Singh released, my office is 5 minutes from my house, and it's on the second floor, so it's in the B wing, so I have to walk through, and there's usually these 7-8 aunties who have their evening session out there. They're just sitting, chatting. They're all in their mid-40s, 50s kind of aunties. And, so I got off my car and I was going into the lift, and one of them called me. Shahid, can you come here, please? So I went back. I said, Gee, there were about 10 of them. They all looked at me and said, we saw your film and we loved it. And it was so weird that it came at a time where I was reading so many things about the film. And more than that, what can you ask for? It immediately gave me so much clarity. People are seeing the film in context. They are seeing the film as a film. They are walking out saying, either I like the film as a film, the performances for what they were. So they are discussing the quality of the product. They're not discussing the nature of the product. That is the prerogative of a filmmaker. What kind of film he wants to make. It is the prerogative of the audience to decide whether it was a good film or a bad film, or it's the kind of film that they would even be interested in or they wouldn't be interested in.
Let's come to the music, because surprisingly, in all this craziness, people have not really explored the things that people are loving a lot.
The reviews didn't talk about the music of the film. They didn't talk about the performance in the film. They didn't talk about the screenplay, dialogue, nothing. Nothing.
Let's do that.
Nothing. No, but my point is, do your job. That's what you're supposed to do. Of course, you have a 10-minute window to express your views. Spend 5 minutes ranting and saying this is a rubbish film. No problem. Spend 5 minutes giving dignity to 1 year of work that people have done. You have spent 10 minutes on the film. That's your job. Somebody spent a year. Say you didn't like it. You cannot not acknowledge it. You cannot not address it. That is why people have gotten angry with them. And that is why for the first time in movies that I remember, the reviewers have been reviewed by the audience. It's true.
Okay, yeah, it is.
See, we get reviewed every Friday, Faridoon. You don't. Somebody else doesn't. Every Friday, the actor and the filmmaker get reviewed by the audience. कि तुम्हारी फिल्म अच्छी थी, तुम्हारी फिल्म कचरा थी. If they say, we didn't like your film, we have to put our head down and go back to the drawing board and say, man, we must have done something wrong. So shouldn't anybody whose opinion is being questioned also ask themselves that maybe my point of view hasn't connected, or maybe it was the point of view of the minority, or maybe I am overreacting, or maybe I might be wrong also, Unbelievable, but maybe I'm wrong. Because we are happy to accept that we are wrong every Friday. Because whether you like it or not, you have to. Because the audience writes it for you right out there. You know, that's the nature of movies. So it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I have given more flops than hits, yeah. You know, I've given more flops than hits. I have to go back. I have to say, okay, I messed up. Let's try again. Let's learn from our mistakes. That has to be the attitude, no?
Let's quickly maybe talk about a few things like music, for example. I thought the camera work is excellent. I love that portion when after all the mess in the second half, when you just shave and you're on the bike. I thought it was presented beautifully. So let's talk about the music. Let's talk about the technical aspects.
Yeah, ask me, I'll tell you.
Yeah, so music, the way the response has been, I think rarely we have seen such sort of crazy response for a music the way it is for this one. Ayushmann Khurrana has done a cover of Bekhayali.
Yeah. Yeah, even you did one of the songs. Which one did you do?
I did for Kaise Hua.
Kaise Hua. Correct. No, I love all the songs in the film, yeah, and I think all the music directors in the film, whether it was Vishal or whether it was Mithun or whether it was Sachet Parampara, they all, apart from Mithun, he's more established maybe, but the other two are largely new, and every song, was something that first I liked. Bekhayali, and Bekhayali is my favorite. I have to be honest. That will always be my favorite from the film because it was very close to Kabir's character, and it was very close to, from my point of view, the core of everything that Kabir is feeling. Bekhayali is probably the feelings that are floating around in his system, along with the alcohol and the other stuff that he was doing. Those are the kind of things and thoughts that were floating around in his system that would come out at different points in time, out of context for no reason, and that's why he would behave the way that he behaves, because he's feeling too many things and he doesn't know how to detox and throw it out of his system. So he ends up doing it with people, which is not really nice behavior. Kaise Hua again was a wonderful song. Mere Sonia Re is one of my favorites because I love the fact that the film finishes with something so soulful and so nice, and Pehla Pehla Pyar was nice. Kitna Chahne Lage is a very soulful song. So it was a fantastic album. It's a fantastic album.
Camera work.
Santa, who did this film, is a really young boy. He's Ravi K. Chandra's son, and this is, I think, his third or fourth film. And he did the best part about it was that we kept it very real. At no point was there some backlight happening and some soft filter happening and something happening to make it look better. Sandeep was very clear that he wanted it just to be as it was. Like, if you enter a college, I don't want to change much. So I think that's very difficult for a cameraman to absorb, because his role is to go out there and make it look as good as it can. Sometimes that's not the requirement of a film. Yeah, and so I think Santa was I think he had the best attitude. He made sure that he did what was required. He made the actors feel comfortable. He made the director feel comfortable, and yeah, he did exactly what Sandeep wanted him to do. And I think as a DOP, that's the most amazing thing that you can do. You submit yourself to the filmmaker's vision, and you go with it.
Supporting star cast. Everyone wants a friend like
Shiva.
Everyone wants a friend like Shiva.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know how many Shivas are out there, man. I guess for every Kabir there's a Shiva, but maybe there's not. So, yeah, but amazing character, very, very good performance, very difficult role for somebody who's so new.
Ji.
But बहुत अच्छा किया सो में. And he was very nervous. Actually, the response he got to the film, he was shocked for some time because he was very nervous of whether it came out correctly or not. Because on set, it's always you want more, and Sandeep always pushes his actors. So I don't think he felt कि मैंने कुछ कमाल कर दिया. I felt I hope I have not screwed this up. But when the film released, and I remember when I also saw the film for the first time, I just saw it and I was like, this boy has done such a good job. And he's actually probably in the film as much as Preeti's character is.
Yeah, he is.
If not more, maybe. So he was very integral to the film, and it was a very difficult role for him to do, because even in the original, in Arjun Reddy, the guy who had played that character was mind blowing. So I'm very happy for him. And I hope he does really good work, because he's very talented. He's got a good attitude. He was very humble. He put his head down and he just kept working hard. And today he's enjoying.
Suresh Oberoi, Arjun Bajwa, Nikita Datta, who's there in the second half.
Yes.
So, if you'd like to...
Sureshji, it was a privilege to have him. It was very easy to do those scenes with him, because I had that kind of energy with him, because I have a lot of respect and regard for him. I've seen his work, appreciated his work. And so my favorite scene is that scene where that private space 90 degrees, that scene, you know. That's my favorite scene. Actually, I should be saying my favorite scene is when he comes to meet the father again and says, Papa chalo chalte hain andar, you know. The funeral wala scene.
I personally felt, I felt that was a turning point.
Yeah.
Maybe in his character's...
that was one of the first scenes we shot, actually. You know, that was, I think, the second or third day of shooting.
Okay.
So one of the first scenes we shot in the film. Probably the first scene we shot in the film. Before that, we were just doing some montages and all. You know, when he's eating his food and then he's walking around with the dog. First couple of days we did that. That was the first really talky day of the film. But that's my favorite scene, honestly, is the private space scene. Because, you know, we shot it, and in the original it had a few cuts, you know. But in this one, we shot it and, you know, Sandeep said, yeah, very good, then this, that. And then we were talking and we were like, इसके cuts नहीं करते यार, इसको ऐसे ही छोड़ देते हैं. Because, you know, when you see everybody in the shot, how Kabir is talking, then how, you know, the brother is watching, and then how the father is reacting, when you see everything simultaneously, it reminded me of those many weird situations that might have happened in all our lives with our family, you know. And it brought out the difference in personalities and the, you know, that awkwardness which is there having such a conversation with your family. It's very awkward, you know. So I think all that came out really well. So I remember laughing really loudly when I saw that scene and telling Sandeep कि यार ये best है यार, इसको कुछ नहीं change नहीं करते. And Sandeep was also laughing, and you know, everybody was very happy with that shot because it's actually one shot. Now the whole scene is one shot. There are no cuts in that scene.
Right. Okay, and how do you rate your performance? You know, personally, I feel that apart from so many nuances, what you've done, there's a style that you brought to the character, which I think is something that I feel is connecting a lot with the youngsters. Even जिस तरीके से आप कहते हो ना, that 6 hours.
तो मेरे और संदीप के बीच में डिस्कशन, मैं ऐसे कर रहा था, वो ऐसे बोल रहा था, मैं ऐसे कर रहा था, वो ऐसे बोल रहा था. Some confusion was there. He was very particular. ऐसा होना चाहिए, ऐसा होना चाहिए. I was like, लेकिन ऐसा क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Same तो चीज है.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
But the way you're saying it, I think वो उसमें भी एक style है. And even
उसको लगता है ना, कबीर को लगता है ना कि वो dude है.
हाँ.
जब उसकी बैंड बजती है तभी तो उसको समझ में आता है कि मैं कोई नहीं हूँ.
Correct.
You know, if you don't show him like that, then when in the scene when he tells his brother कि मुझे अपने बारे में एक ही चीज अच्छी लगती है, I'm good at what I do, I'm a good doctor, और आज मैंने अपने पेशेंट का ट्रस्ट भी ब्रेक कर दिया, I don't deserve to be a doctor. You need to see that guy there, to see him fall like that, to understand that you can't have that attitude, otherwise life brings you here. You know,
that's true.
So it was required to play it like that. It was required to push this guy up and up and up, so audience feels wow, 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 and then make him crash like that. Otherwise, you can't hit hard. How do you make the audience? You have to ask yourself these questions, you know. That, do I want to be this guy?
How do you personally rate your performance?
Well, I'm guessing I got something right because people seem to really like it. And yeah, it was a really tough role, you know. So I always judge my performances based on how nervous or tough it was for me to do that role. Sometimes things are exciting, but they might not be very challenging. But this was definitely one of the most challenging characters. I usually wouldn't rate myself, but yeah, I guess people really liked it, so I was decent.
A friend of mine, his name is Fennel Seta, so he wrote an open letter to you recently.
I've read everything.
You've read it? So I'll just take a few lines from that letter. So he said that before the release of R. Rajkumar, you in an interview to Bollywood Hungama had mentioned how luck has not been on your side. It was quite a confession and my heart went out to you. Today with Kabir Singh, luck has come on your side, and how? Now that it has happened, please maintain this superstardom and come up with lots of more entertaining and pan-India films.
Very good. Just teach me how.
Trust me, audiences are ready to accept you with open arms, and the day is not far when even your posters will be garlanded on the first day of your film's release.
ये मरने के बाद होता है, मरने से पहले?
नहीं, ये सलमान जैसे सलमान and
मरने से पहले आपके ऊपर हार लगा देते हैं. I thought most people would be very offended कि मैं जिंदा हूँ यार, हार क्यों लगा रहे हो?
So this happens for Salman Khan movies and Rajinikanth movies.
I know, I'm joking.
So this
I don't take those
feels.
things. I don't take those things seriously, man. I mean, I'm not here because I want people to garland me. I'm here because I love movies and I want to be able to challenge myself as an actor, and I want to be able to make people laugh and cry, and maybe 5 years later or 10 years later tell their son or daughter, you know, हमारे ज़माने में ये picture थी, देख तू. You know, that's how you build something which is worth having said that I dedicated my life to this.
Ji.
So that's how you build that, you know. So you want to build a library of great movies. I'm happy without any garlands whatsoever. I'm not interested in garlands. I'm just interested in working with great people and being able to bring alive some magical moments on big screen and turn back and feel that the opportunity that I got. There's so many people who want to do this, man. So many people who want to be where I am. Even before Kabir Singh, even before Ishq Vishk, just get the opportunity to be in a movie. You want to do good onto that opportunity, and you want to look at yourself in the mirror and say, yeah, I gave it everything. I didn't take it for granted. I didn't just waste my time lazing around or basking in success and getting lost in so many things that come with success, like money and fame and this and that and whatever else that you might want to say. That's it. Garlands nahi milega, chalega mere ko, nahi chahiye garland.
Talking about the way the industry is looking at you right now, there are talks that you're being offered rupees 35 crores per film now.
I have to sign a film for me to have received any money. I think the only people who are making money are Bhushan Kumar and Murad Khetani. I have exactly the same bank balance I had before Kabir Singh. I have to sign a film. Only then I'll get paid, yeah.
Okay, and what is the next film that we may possibly see you in?
I don't know.
Lots of talks.
I'm deciding. I think I needed a little time to absorb everything, and I needed to understand how Kabir Singh has altered where I was, because it has. Not in terms of my process, but in terms of perception, in terms of positioning, in terms of expectations. I'm still the same person, right? But those things have changed. Let me decide. I actually still don't know what I'm going to do next. I think a lot of people who want to offer me films are also not sure what they should offer me.
Yeah, exactly.
अभी इसके बाद कौन झेले प्रेशर के कबीर सिंह के बाद ये बना दिया. So I think.
But you're having Dinko Singh. That's something that
that's there. It needs to be written, and once it's written and the content is ready, only then we can get into other things. So it will be written now.
And apparently, there's a film with Ishan for Ram Advani.
No, that's an absolute. I'm glad you brought it up because there's no such thing on the cards. Me and Ram have met, and he's a fantastic filmmaker, and I hope we work together at some point. But there's no film which me and Ishan are doing with anybody. Rumor.
Finally, how's your family been in terms of response to this film? How's
like my rock? My wife was like a rock. She was the first person that told me to do this film. Actually, she was like, "This is a film you should do." And there could be many reasons why as a girl she would not want to, but she saw it as a film and she felt it was a great character. It would be challenging to do something like that. And so she stood by me even when, actually I was really looking for one film before this film releases कि यार एक पिक्चर रिलीज होने से पहले एक पिक्चर तो आदमी के पास होनी चाहिए, अगर नहीं चली तो काम ही नहीं मिलेगा. एक वो insecurity होती है, that very simple, that's there and we all have it. I don't think many people might not say it, but I talk very honestly whenever So I used to keep telling her, यार मेरा एक पिक्चर तो मतलब होनी चाहिए यार मेरे पास, कैसे होगा? And she said, it's okay. If you don't really love something, there's something special about this film. So she was really like a rock in my life, and my children are too young to watch this. Family is always a support system. My mom is, she loved me in Batti Gul also. She loved me in...
A lot of people did.
Yeah, but my thing is that she's always appreciative. She's always appreciative, and because I guess mothers don't look at their children for one film here or there. They view them in a larger sense, and so she's always been very positive and loving in saying that just keep doing good work. Dad is always a man of few words, but he hugged me when he saw the screening and said, तुमने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है और film hit है, बाकी बातें बाद में करेंगे. So with him it's usually that much only. Yeah, my team is there with me, who've been there with me all these years, whether it's, everybody who's in my team. And it's a great moment for us because I've been doing this for 16 years, and most people in my team have been with me for almost 10 years, if not more. So it's our victory. It's not my victory. It's their victory. They've stood by me when I've done trashy films and still come with the same expression on their faces, with the same smile on their faces, giving me the same advice that they might have given me before. So it's everybody put together. We've all done this together.
You said something in the beginning, actor who's a star.
Yeah.
Is that something that stems from your father?
No, not just my father. Because I don't think my father is an actor who was a superstar. My father is a great actor, probably, in my opinion, the greatest in the industry, but he was not a superstar. So the need to act, of course, comes from having seen his work, because when I see his work, it's unreal, you know. But to believe that great acting can make for superstars, that belief comes when you see Dilip Kumar, when you see Mr. Bachchan, when you see Robert De Niro, when you see Jack Nicholson. You know, those people that you see, you understand that great acting can lead to highly successful films. You know, that route I have seen those people take, and believe that maybe it's possible to try and play characters and become very successful at that and be loved on a wide scale for that. I've also done a lot of films where there was no sea of character also in the characters that I played, and I didn't enjoy it. I really felt embarrassed sometimes कि मैंने क्या कर दिया, So yeah.
I think in the last few years, mostly what you've been doing, the films. I'm sure that you must be quite satisfied with the work in the last at least 7 years.
I'm never
mostly.
satisfied. I'm never really satisfied. I always look forward to what's next. What's done is done. I actually get very disconnected very soon after I've done a film. In fact, sometimes by the last shot of the day, I'm disconnecting already. So that's just how I am. Because I feel it's important to, if you want to keep working and giving your energy over a long period of time, you have to know when to conserve, when to push, when to conserve, when to push.
So thank you very much and all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thanks a
Pleasure.
lot. That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.
Hi, this is Shahid Kapoor, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.